What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, also known as Donnie B all day. So I'm bringing you guys something that I've had sitting on the shelf for quite a while now, and I figure it's about time I get to this damn thing. Now it says Cuchillo Deportivo. You know what that means? Me neither, but I can tell you who it's by. This is Muela. And I have had this thing literally sitting around for quite a while, waiting to get a review done. And I've just been, for some reason, putting it off. I don't know why. But here you see it's got some kind of elk head or something like that, deer head on it. And it is, I believe it's classified as a hunting knife. And that's pretty much what it is to me. Oh man, that's some good leather. That's some good leather. You can see how that is. Belt loop, just plain black leather sheath. Sheath with an F. Done well. Done very, very well. So this is definitely, it's a short Bowie. So it's not a very, very good fighting knife as far as weight is concerned. The weight is to the rear. So it makes for a bad fighting knife because you want the blade to be able to come around easy, and on a knife where the weight's to the rear, it's good for punching. Sure, it's like adding brass knuckles almost. But when it comes down to getting a blade around, you want that front to swing heavy, and this one does not. So this is a straight up hunting knife with a beautiful. Look at how deep this swedge is right here. I mean, you want to talk about penetrating ability. Whew, that's pretty good right there. We're looking at about 4 millimeters thick is what I'm seeing. What do you guys think? About 4 millimeters? That's what it looks like to me. It is full tang. And here's something. Check this out. I didn't even notice this before. All right, so it's full tang, right? And at first I'm like, okay, it's true full tang because it's got scales and this and that. But notice this, stainless, and then that gold color right there, right? Obviously, this is a wraparound. So I wonder if I was to take these composite scales off, which is just a fancy word for plastic, right? If I took these composites off, if this thing right here would be a sheath that fits over the actual blade, because it's kind of hard to tell how this thing might go together. The guard looks like it's a separate piece from here, but it looks like it's a solid piece here. So I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm guessing it's a sheath, and it is thicker. It looks like about 5 millimeters here and about 4 millimeters here, which means I'm assuming it slides right around the blade. I'm not going to take it apart to see. We're just going to have a guessing game there, and let's roll the dice and just assume that's what it is. As far as the guard shape, it's pretty comfortable. It's pretty comfortable. Now, in my opinion, you don't always need a top guard. As long as you have that bottom guard, you're pretty good. Your hand's not, if your hand slid onto the spine, who cares? As long as you're not splitting onto the edge. Your Ricasso is good. It's big enough to be able to work like a choil. And this being curved this way doesn't hinder your hand from getting a top grip, even a side grip, because the length isn't so bad on this. The side grip, if I put my fingers here on big hands, that fits there. It's going to hide in pretty well. Let's go over some specs on this guy. So this is the Muela Bowie Kilo Mike 7180 KM7180. Is there another name for this thing? Nope, that's it. So if you are looking for one, it is the Muela, Muela, the Muela Bowie KM7180. We are talking about 11 5/8 overall. Your blade is 6 3/4 inches. I think it's around 4 millimeters here. And like I said, it's composite here. It says brown leather belt sheath. I don't know. That looks black to me. I don't know. Maybe my eyes are going, but that looks black, which is good because it's a black handle and you want it to look good. So that's it. So now it says stainless steel. Is there a designation on here? I'm assuming it is a 440 variety. That's what it seems like to me. And we are made in Spain. And that's about it. That's about it for the knife itself. The pommel, like I said before, is attached to these finger guard and spine protector cover, or whatever it is. And even though this is plastic and it's kind of slick going this way, with these ridges here, it catches enough grip that way. So it's not going to slide up and down in your hand. You're welcome. It's not going to do that. Let your wife watch that video. But it's going to, it'll shift this way if you don't have a good grip on it. The finger grooves are good. The girth of it's good. If you have giant hands, you might find that it's going to slide a little bit more, where if I had small hands, my finger grips would fit in there really well, and it wouldn't do that. So smaller handed people, you are really, really going to love the grip of this knife, especially this awkward looking weird hump right here that curves up into the pommel. It's pretty comfortable, and going in a reverse grip, that fits inside your thumb swell really well, in your webbing, and it's good. I saw that, and that's one of the things that kept me from buying it for a while, was just that goofy hump shape. And I was like, I don't know. And people kept saying, oh, you got to try Muela. So eventually I bought one, and then I just let it sit. And now it's time we put it to work. All right, so note on a side. I was talking with my man Cowboy C-Bop, also known as 25150. And we were messing around, and we were talking, joking about Rambo and things like that. And then he making a joke, he said, oh, they need to come up with a D-Bad action figure. And I was like, oh, that would be great. And then I said, wheels turn. So I got in touch with this company who does action figures, and they 3D print your head, your face, you know what I mean, in head shape, onto these things. I don't know if I have the company saved. Hold on, let me look. No, I'd have to. I'm going to find it. But when it comes in, I'll have it. I have all the information. I want to make sure it's right. But basically, they're making a Donnie B All Day action figure. It's going to be a 12-inch action figure. It's going to have my head. It's going to have a little mohawk going on up there, and it's going to have some sunglasses, and it does. They didn't have a knife. So what I did is I was going to make one, and I said, you know what I'll do is I found one. I found an old 12-inch G.I. Joe figure knife, you know what I mean? And so I'm going to have a knife with it. And basically what I did is I went onto this website, and I'll get you all that. I wonder if I can find it right now while I'm sitting here. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on. All right, so I looked it up. It's myfaceonafigure.com. So myfaceonafigure.com. And so basically what they're doing is this. You choose the size action figure. I think you can get anywhere from like 5-inch to 18-inch action figure. You choose what size you want. Then, and you can even choose body style. You know what I mean? If you got big biceps, you get one with big biceps. If you have a big belly, you can get one that's kind of with a big belly. But you choose your figure size, and then you choose your figure outfit. And for me, that was kind of tough, because if I'm going action figure, if I'm going me, I have my own costumey type stuff where I would do it. But if I'm doing a D-Bad, and that was my thing, is I don't want some superhero costume, because it's just me. I'm making a little mini me. So I picked an outfit that I would normally wear. I just got some jeans with sneakers and a white t-shirt. And that was it. That was my whole outfit. Then you pick your hairstyle, and they don't have regular mohawk, but they have faux hawk. And since I got some on the side, I figured, well, that's perfect. It's still a little mohawk. Then they had the glasses and all that. They didn't have any hats. Otherwise, that would have been good. and they didn't have any, blades and stuff like that to choose from. But you do that. You pick your size, you pick your outfit, and they had army too. And I was thinking that, but I don't do knife reviews in my army uniform, so I figured that doesn't count. You know what I mean? It just doesn't count. So then you pick your hairstyle, and then this is what you do: you upload 3 photos, one straight, one to the right, one to the left, and they do a 3D print, a scan of your actual face and your head. If you guys seen my Christmas song video, they use your actual face and they cartoon around it. And so it's kind of like that, where they use your actual self and they 3D it. And I think that's pretty wild. So then it comes down to packaging, and you can do all like vampire and this and that, all kinds of weird stuff, or just like colored backgrounds. And so I went with a zombie type thing. So I was like, all right, well, if it's going to be D-bad, dude with a knife, I have to do zombies. So my packaging is going to have a picture of me, holding a knife in the same outfit. I made sure I put on the outfit before I took the picture. So I put on the outfit, the white, the jeans, black shoes, and the glasses, and no hat. And I was holding a knife. I was actually holding the Atrox. So then there's like the package is like has a big zombie face on the back. Then there's your picture, and up top it'll say Donnie B all day, and then the cool little title for what this is, it will be there, and it'll say D-Bad the Slayer. And I think that's going to be pretty cool. So I'm actually going to have a Donnie B all day action figure, and I think that's pretty wild. I've never been an action figure. So if I was an action figure, I'd be like, I'm going to shave my arm because I'm an action figure, because we're plastic. And so let's see. Ooh, yeah. Holy moly. Okay, so this thing has been sitting for a long time. I was actually able to catch the clump. I'm never able to catch the clump. This thing has been sitting for a long time, man. This has been months, literally months, just sitting there waiting to go. And it is ready to go. That is a smooth spot. So the old Muela, that is freaking sharp out of the box. But this is Donnie B All Day's channel, not somebody else's channel, so we are not wondering if it's only sharp. We want to make sure it's sharp and strong. So let's take this outside and do a little strength testing. Okie dokie. So here we are at the Muela testing grounds, aka the same grounds I test every knife at. All right, so let's start with a 4-foot drop, and we'll see how the balance is. And it's not so bad. I gotta say, the knife actually feels like a knife. It feels pretty good. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And that was my main concern. When I see something with black and like this brass color, my immediate thought is, okay, that looks cheap. And they have one that's got these serrations on the spine, but they're sharp serrations, not the round serrations, and it just doesn't do it for me. So I came into my first Muela with the thought of, okay, it's probably going to be cheap, but I have to say that even plasticky, it feels pretty good in the hand. So let's start with a little cut action right here. Oh my gosh! All right, so these guys know how to put an edge on, because that just glid right through. I was gonna say glided, and then I realized, well, that's not really English, but I mean, all right, let's knock off the end there. See if we can't stand this up. And let's see what we could do right here. There we go. There we go. Nice. No warping. Everything feels good. Ouch. When you bang on this, try not to bang on the tip, because it'll poke a hole in your hand. Dum da dum dum is what happens when you don't have a baton sitting around and you're like, oh, I'm gonna knock through some wood. So let's see, I'm on a huge, as you can see, maybe you can see, I'm in a big knot right there. So I'm wondering if I'm gonna be able to punch through it, but we're gonna try. Oh, and we're gonna succeed. All right, I even surprised myself on that one. All right, let's see. Let's make a little camper's notch here. Oh yeah. Bowstrings and tent spikes and whoo, things like that. Now we'll try a little stay over. Make a square notch. Oh, I should have went from a different angle. I gave myself nothing to hold on to. All right, so what we're gonna do is just hold it like this and work it until I cut my thumb off. So easy money. Does it notch? Can you carve? Can you whittle? Of course you can. That is not too bad. Not too bad at all. I love how sharp it comes and how ready it is to bang. This thing's good. All right, so let's do a couple hard downward throws and we'll see if everything stays tight. Ooh, that's got some bite. That has got some bite. Ooh, you see that wiggle, man. All right, little Muela, little fella. What story do you tell her? That was horrible. All right, so let's see. I'm running out of cool stuff to play with over here. So let's go over to the woodlands. All right, let's put this guy to work. Let's put this guy to work right here. We've seen how we bang through some stuff. Let's see if we can hammer into it. Oh yeah, actually pretty easy. There's a huge knot right there. Let's see if we can't just tear right through it. I gotta straighten this out here on that round log. You know, I do this all the time. I'm left-handed. I don't know why. I always baton with my right. It's just doesn't feel the same, you know? So you can see, I didn't just separate the knot. I went through the knot, straight through the knot. All right, let's do that again. Straighten that out there. Bam. All right, let's see how we look. The edge is pristine. There's no wobbling, no warping, no nothing. Let's see here. Let's take down some of this skin. Am I in the... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I love the edge on this knife. Wow, I went in really far. I love the edge on this knife. Man, you can really dig out some wood if you need to. All right, so let's make a point here. Make a spear tip or tent spike or pit spike. Some kind of animal trapping, killing, hunting, survival, self-protection tip. Easy money. Wow. So I have to say, I am more impressed than I assumed I was going to be with this, because in my eyes, I was looking at these blades and I was thinking, it can't be that great. You know, it's got plastic handle, composite. Let's see if we can't. All right, so when you take a knife and you can make a stick tip so good that it sticks into a log, now we're see if we can just take that right off. This is better than a water bottle challenge right here. You guys, this thing is so freaking sharp that a free hanging stick, right? This thing was just like this. When I hit this thing, it went through so clean that this, oh my gosh, that was in there. I didn't even break that tip. This thing separated, I mean, cut it without knocking the tip out of the log. I've never done that before. That was crazy. That was abso-freaking-lutely nuts. All right, let's do a little kitchen prep test here. So let's go. Wow, this thing swings effortlessly. That little drop right here, when you're chopping, wow, that feels so good. So good. So good. So good. All right, let's see here. Oop, I'm gonna roll right into you guys. Wow. Wow. I mean, talk about bite. Talk about bite. Wow. It is a better chopper than I would have assumed. And again, this is a hunting knife. It's not a chopping knife. It's not a fighting knife. It's, you know what I mean? This isn't some big bushcraft knife. This is an absolute hunting knife. Whoo! But it works. Actually, let's do some drags. Let's do some drags. Let's see. Wow. Wow. All right, so the ones that already fell off, we'll just have to count those as a loss. But the rest of them, oh my gosh. Yeah, I told you it's not a bushcraft knife, right? Did I not just say it's not a bushcraft knife? Shh. This knife is in denial. Not a river in Egypt. All right, so this thing's a little beast, man. This thing's a little beast. I like it. It's got a thin tip, so I would worry about, like, I wouldn't pry. The tip is really thin. I mean, this is a penetrating knife. This is made to go through skin and then, and you know, pelts and things like that, and then fillet them up and do whatever you gotta do, cut off the meat. This is an absolute hunting knife. The shape of this tip, the shape of this edge, the shape of the handle, everything about this says I am a badass hunter. But let's see, with a thin tip like this, it's not made to throw. Let's go throw it. All right, so there's a huge glare. I have no idea if you guys are in this shot or not. Hopefully you are. All right, I'm gonna try to land one from 5. See if we can't get it to stick. I really hope you guys can see that. Oh my gosh. All right. Look at this. Look at how freaking deep it is. Let me put my thumb on one end. Hold on a second. You guys are gonna look up in the sky for a second. Let's see. So watch this. Watch this, guys. That's how deep that was. I mean, it was 5 yards, so obviously it hit with some power, but it hit straight. It hit right. It went right through. There's no tip bending whatsoever. I mean, that thing hit was like boing, and it just stayed straight, real and right. Let's see. Well, I got you guys up here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I got you. So let's get rid of this little guy right here. Bam. Bam. I mean, just a flawless little cutter. Bam. Just easy too. The nice wobbly one right here. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, we can. Of course we can. This blade right here was made for cutting. I mean, this was made to cut. And I have to say, the balance to throw was better than I thought because it was so rear heavy. So because it was so heavy in the rear, I threw it from the blade, and wow, this thing flew nice, man. So here it is, guys. This is my first Muela testing, and now it's intrigued me. I want to get more. I want to do more Muela. I want to see what they're all about. This guy right here impressed me, and I know the money on these is pretty cheap. I believe this is sub 40, right? For these hunters, and they go, you can get them all the way up to very costly to very cheap, you know. And this one right here was on the cheaper end, and it doesn't perform that way, I'll tell you that. This thing performs like a really, really good knife. I would equate this to the Buck 119, and I would have no problems doing that. I would have no problems doing that, just by the feel, the weight, the handle, the workability. That's a new word. This would be like the poor man's version of the Buck 119, and I would gladly, and I will actually gladly strap this on my side through some excursions in the woods.
since I rotate my knives so much, this thing is definitely going to end up with me. And I'm going to feel pretty good about it. I'm going to feel safe knowing that this blade is going to do what I need it to do. And man, not too shabby. So that's it. That's my Muela. I don't even know if it's even close to in the scene. Probably not, because I can't see anything. But that's it, guys. That's it. May the force be with you. I'm down to be all day. Until next knife.